kicking up live here on YouTube and on TikTok together. I I don't know why it's got the wrong. I wish I could change the mic on this thing to use my external mic. I got this nice mic here. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. And it's not using that mic. It's using some other mic somewhere else. I guess on this computer somewhere. Do. Hey, thanks for joining. If you guys don't know, I am Robert DIY. I kind of specialize in working on old Volvos. I got 4 people on YouTube and 3 people on TikTok. I'm doing them simultaneously. I don't know if that matters. Well, it kind of does matter because the people here on TikTok, they see a better me. Now, I work on cars. If you all have any questions about cars, I can probably answer them. So I appreciate you all tuning in. Like it. Please like it. And if you got any questions, like I said, I'm here to answer questions. Sorry, live chat is currently unavailable. Don't know why that is. That's silly. My live chat on YouTube is not available for some reason. I don't know if it's something I did or if it's something that's just going on YouTube. It's kind of sad because I was leaving this as a question and answer. So I appreciate you all. Next time you're near Birmingham, New York, you have to come by my place. Oh man, yeah. I seen that you got another place, not like where you used to be. That sounds like a cool thing. How much land do you guys got there? I'm going to change the house from a power steering pump to RESIV. Well, I'm not sure what that means. Today and lately, here in Cincinnati, Ohio, it has been hot. I mean, work till 11 o'clock hot. If you're not done with what you need to do outside by 11 o'clock, you need to just wrap it up and call it a day. But what I've done more of this week than any other thing was organizing things, digging parts out of places, and I've also been working on our trailer. If you don't know it, we purchased a trailer. I say we, Mita found it. I went and purchased it, picked it up, and Mita would like for all of the stuff to be out of the car. So we now have a trailer. The trailer will likely house most of the stuff that we're going to travel with, and that stuff won't be in the car no more. The downside of that is getting from point A to point B is going to be a little bit of a hassle because I got a trailer hooked up to me now. And having a trailer hooked up to me is not the funnest thing in the world. Other than that, we may be able to carry some more stuff. And I'll need a place to put that trailer. So that's one thing. Another thing is the trailer's a little rough, a little on the rough side. So we are going to be cleaning that thing up. Let me see if I can see chat on YouTube on my other browser. See if it comes up, shows my live, and lets me see chat. So if somebody asks any questions, I can answer them on the chat. All right, so I'm watching it live. I dismissed that. And let's see if I can see chat. I don't see chat. All right, so I'm probably going to end the live stream on YouTube and restart it to see if for some reason I didn't do chat. Oh, okay. I think I see it popping up now. All right. I see chat now over there, but I don't see chat over here. So I'm going to watch my chat over on this different browser, which is not a big deal. So let me look at the chat on TikTok, and then I'll look at the chat on YouTube. If you have a question, post the question. This is my primary reason for being live tonight. I'm just going to sit here and try to answer questions. So let me see here. There we go. Wow, man, I got quite a few chats over here, but I only got one person on the live. Hey, please like the live over here on TikTok. Maybe I'll get some traction over here. I see people joining. Yeah, it's been a long time. Got the #1 badge gifter. Thank you. That next time you're near. Okay. Change the house. Over 45 acres. Good Lord, man. You could hunt on your property. Okay. That's a lot of land. My garage is air conditioned. Ooh, man. You may want to get that thing heated too. That's cool. I'm in South Alabama. It's been miserable here. I understand. If anybody got any questions, go ahead and ask the questions. Is there anything specific I have to do when I change my power steering pump hose? I don't think so. Try not to leak that stuff on the alternator. Make sure you fill it up. Take the car out of steering lock. Don't have to start it. Turn the steering wheel back and forth a few times. And since you're not, I'm not sure what hose you're talking about, but if you're talking about a hose that's going all the way down to the rack, you need to bleed the rack. If not, you could probably start the car, let it air out, get the air out of the power steering pump, and then start driving the car. Okay, what was my first car? Somebody asked. Well, I had a car for a short period of time. I bought, when I was in the military, I was located in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is Pope Air Force Base. I went to buy a car. It was a couple-year-old car, and it was a Toyota Cressida. The Cressida actually had a super engine in it. So this Cressida was fast. It was faster than your Trans Ams and stuff like that. I had that car for about a week and a half. I was trying to get the people that sold it to me, maybe at 2-3 years old. I was trying to get them to service the car, put some brakes on it, a couple other things that was wrong. And they said, no, everything's fine. So I took the car back and purchased a Honda Accord. So technically, the Cressida wasn't in my name. So I would say that wasn't really my car. It was an extended test drive. But my first car was a Honda Accord. And man, that might have been brand new, like a 83 model. 83 model. I drove it, sold it to my sister, bought it back from my sister. But I did like that car. All right, let's see if we got anybody else. Somebody wants to join. Invite Dirty E30. Who is Dirty E30? Okay, so it's just asking me to join people. I'm going to try to answer questions before I do that. So let me go ahead over to YouTube side and answer a few questions over here. Coffee or tea? I don't know. I drink both. I drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning. I normally use my Keurig to do it. So I'm having a cup of coffee like every day, pretty much. I put like 2 teaspoons of sugar and a thing of cream in it, so it's not black. I like tea. My favorite is Arizona tea. So I may drink a glass of that a day. I try not to drink tea, caffeinated tea, after like 6 o'clock in the evening because I don't want the caffeine to bother me. No, I'm not going to bed, Sweat. You go to bed. You the one got to punch the clock in the morning. I normally go to bed 10:30, 11 o'clock every night, and I'm normally up 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm not sure why I'm up so early. I go to sleep somewhere between 11 and 11:15. I sleep really good for a few hours, 3 hours, and then I come up. So, hey man, how you doing? Let me answer some more of these questions over here on the YouTube side. I see somebody's got a crown, a badge over here on YouTube. Maybe YouTube has finally activated my join. A couple days ago, I decided to make it easier for people to support me on these platforms, or mainly on YouTube platform. And YouTube, man, 4 or 5 years ago, they were paying decent. And now they are paying minimal because they want you to get that money some other way. They don't want to be paying you that money off your advertising revenue. Supposedly, when Google bought the YouTube deal, YouTube was losing money. It wasn't keeping enough of the revenue from the advertisement, but Google has changed that. So now they want you to get that money. Use your YouTube audience to get that money. Now, I have somewhere around 238,000 subscribers. I think a lot of people subscribe just out of generosity. They don't follow me. They don't watch videos weekly. I got about maybe 1,800, I call them church followers. Now, if all of my subscribers would donate $5 a year, or let's just make it round $10 a year, I would not have to charge anybody to do any work. I could probably buy the parts and do the work. Now, that wouldn't benefit a whole lot of people because I may see 30 people in a year. However, I wouldn't have to charge them. Now, if I had half the people doing $10 a year, it'd be the same. Now, what I would consider doing, I have people contact me occasionally and say, hey, Robert, I live in Africa. I live in India. I live in England. I live in New York. I live in Alabama. Can I travel with you and help you fix things and learn from you? If I had that kind of bank, I could maybe sponsor people to work with me for 3-4 months out of the year. And then you'd have more Robert DIY, I don't know if you want to call them soldiers or what, people that have my abilities out there helping people. Now, again, if I could afford it, I wouldn't charge. Unfortunately, I got a whole wife. I got to live in this country. The United States of America is the capital of capitalism. And it costs money to live in this country. So I got to make money somewhere. So if I could afford it, I would have a camera crew that would make these videos good. They wouldn't be hanging out with Robert videos like I do. I just splice some, what do you call it? Clips together and post them. Hey, here it is. Now, I do decent on my instructional videos, but my weekly hanging out with Robert videos, I just let you guys know what I'm doing. I splice them together. I take out the words I trip over. I take out long pauses, and I post a video. It's hanging out with Robert. So that's what it is. So maybe they've activated this join button because I'm seeing badges in the YouTube chat now. A number 1 badge, a number 2 badge. I don't know what they mean yet. I just activated it. And typically, I don't have the time to do that kind of research. If I had the money, I'd much rather pay somebody a decent wage to do all this social media stuff. But I don't, so that's what I got. Thanks for liking the live over here on TikTok. I got, I don't know, 5 people following maybe, and I have 266 likes. Thank you. I could probably like my own. Yeah, I could like my own. I'm running it up on TikTok there. Woohoo! Just gave myself 20, 30 likes. All right. So that was my bedtime story. I could see a badge there. Sean asked a question. Hey, Robert, I'm in need of help. Bad, fam. I replaced my crank seal due to a bad oil leak. Didn't work. Any tips? Leaks from the right side of the motor. Passenger side, front of the engine, front crank seal. You pretty much got to use a seal tool. If you don't have a seal tool, they sell them on Swedish car parts. My brother, I believe, designed the seal tool, cut a couple of those things for me, and then I went to a machinist. The machinist was cutting them for me, putting a knurl on them. My machinist quit doing it because he retired, and I turned those schematics over to Swedish car parts so that he can offer those at a reasonable price so people can use those to put these seals in. If you don't use a seal tool, you're probably going to kick the spring off of it and it's going to leak bad. If for some reason the seal is installed properly, you pull the seal out and still got the spring on it, you could have some wear in your crank. Grab the harmonic balancer, see if you can push it in and pull it out. If you can push that thing in and pull it out a quarter of an inch or so, you probably got a crank journal worn, and that is causing it to leak. And you're never going to get that thing to leak unless you tear the engine apart down to the crank and rebuild that engine. So I would say start with the seal, and from the seal, go from there. Hey, if I hadn't said it already, welcome to my live question and answer time. I'm trying to get caught up with the questions on YouTube. Then I'll get back to the TikTok side. All right. I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can see these questions. Okay, I can move this over a lot. Then I don't have to move that over. Hey, there it is. Why didn't I think of that sooner? All right, so Robert Blacksmith. Several old Volvos on the market today, 240, 76, 242, 5-speed stick. Man, those are nice cars, man. 240s are the cockroaches of car industry. Those things will be running on this planet far after most of us is gone. Smash that like chat. Woo, woo. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, what do you think about the V90s? What era of the V90s? Are you talking about the late 90s V90s or these newer V90s? Those 90 series, 93 through 99 or 98 V90s, man, I love those cars. Those were my favorites. These new ones, I've been in one or two of them. I haven't driven any of them, I don't think, faster than, 50, 60 miles an hour. But they seem nice and they're well equipped. Volvo's luxury car. What can I say? If I had the room and the budget, I'd probably have a V90 or two. Now, I don't like saying this, especially to a live audience. At this stage in the game, I would not recommend owning an S or V90 late 90s model or S90 or a 965, 960, early mid 90s, because it's hard to get parts for them. It's just hard. I ordered a timing belt kit for one a while back, It's been several weeks. I still don't have the kit. I'm gonna check with the company tomorrow and say, hey, where's my timing belt kit? Somebody bought one, needs a timing belt, probably needs a cylinder head, can't even get the timing belt kit. Can't get suspension parts, can't get this, can't get that. I just don't think it's smart to have a car that you can't get parts for. I just don't. Because me, I like driving the cars. I don't like them sitting. Panther has 540,000 plus miles. Lemonade has about 180,000 miles now. I'm putting, sheesh, almost 20,000 miles a year on it. And I like driving cars. I don't think they should sit. So you need parts to keep them on the road. All right. A 78 Celica 5-speed. Drove it for 18 years, no problem. Man, those Toyota Celicas. A friend of mine just sent me a picture with his Celica that he has in the DR. And man, that thing is nice. It's a little coupe. It's not the fastback. And it's a sweet little car. The crowns are for XP, kind of like a chat game. Okay. We still can't do super chat gifts or members. Thanks. I appreciate that update, Swag. Man, I got to get on and try to find out why that's not happening, because the years that I've been in the YouTube game, that stuff should have been instantaneous when I filled out the paperwork for it. Not sure what's going on with that. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like the videos and the style. Your wife can be my camera lady. Yeah, but that's a wife. You don't want to be tied up in that kind of daily activity with your wife. I mean, part of it is because, don't get me started, but she's confident enough to run the stuff herself. She may not do it the way I want it done. Then you get conflict. But I don't think the camera stuff as much as a hassle as it is the editing. And she's not down for the editing. She doesn't like the editing. She don't like the software. She doesn't like to guess what to edit in, what to edit out. And if I could afford it, I'd hire somebody to do that. I get comments every once in a while. Hey man, this is good video is good, but you need some work on more lighting and more this, more that. I've actually had people send me equipment to make better recordings. However, if I took the time to make even better recordings, I wouldn't have time to do the work and do other stuff. I got busy today shipping out parts that people had ordered. I shipped a t-shirt and some 960 sunroof trim to Japan. I shipped something else to Hawaii, an ECU computer for transmission control. I shipped something else out. Man, that's time consuming. I wish I had somebody to do that. I got mega parts that need to be listed on the website because people need them. They don't know I have them. One thing I pulled out today, cleaned up, took some pictures of, I'm probably going to post it on the website tomorrow, is the mats that go in the trunk area of the 850 vehicles, S&V 70s. They came out with some rubber mats you put in there. They fit like a putting on a glove. You put dirty stuff on them and you protect the interior of the car from getting dirty. Now me, I like to put that stuff in there, do the purpose, go get the stuff from the Home Depot, the yard dirt, the plants, put it back there. After I get home, I like to take it back out, put it back out of the car so that the nice carpet stuff is there. But some people just like to leave it there all the time to make it an easy cleanup. So I have several of those. A couple of them for sedans, a couple of them for wagons. And people would like to have those instead of them sitting around in my storage. I need to get them on the website. People need to see them. All right. Somebody's asking a question. Hey, Robert, I just got my 2004 V70R M66 delivered to me today. It needs an engine. And I'm currently in the process of removing everything from the top of the car. Any key things I need to remove? I don't know what you mean by removing stuff from the top of the car. Somebody offered me an engine for that car. They recommend you shim those engines if you pull ahead. So I don't know exactly what you're asking me, but I got videos that show you how to remove the cylinder head and do the valves themselves and stuff like that. I did that on Red Baron with an engine that was almost identical. So you can watch that video series. You can also message me directly because it's hard for me to find messages like this going back and forth on YouTube. Unedited Billy T. Best to you, Robert, and the family. Thank you, Billy. Sean said, thank you. I'm awesome. First generation. Yeah, the first generation V90, man. Really, if I could get the parts for that vehicle, I would probably have one and never sell it. I absolutely love that car. I tell people a story about me getting from point A to point B very quickly in an S90. Man, love that car. That car is so smooth, so nice. I just don't like the fact that we can't get parts for it. Steven, hello. All right, somebody said, my key was stuck in the ignition. Turned out my shift overlock button was stuck engaged. Very common. I got videos for that. If for some reason, excuse me, should have brought myself something to drink here. If for some reason you run into an issue with your Volvo 90 series, Volvo, whatever, always go to YouTube and search the problem. You can usually find a solution really quick. Like, for instance, you say your key was stuck. You go to YouTube and you type in the search bar, key stuck, Volvo, Robert DIY. Hit the search button. The video that talks about a stuck key will come right up. And then you get your solution. How to get it unstuck, how to fix it. It's simple. Turns out my interior air, I turned my interior air on today. I felt like I was pushing heat. New Blendor and maybe 99 XC70. Man, sometimes those cars just have a confused ECC unit and they need to be scanned and cleared and then they work fine. Sad to say, I think the best thing you need to do is to find somebody with a Volvo class scanner or Vita to check the codes on your ECC, scan them, and maybe recalibrate them. That may fix your problem. You may not need Blendor Motors. Man, them Blendor Motors are almost $300 on some websites, if you could get them. Steven, 850 Wagon question. I got a leak on the driver's front and rear floors. Sunroof drains are good. You can also get water, I'm assuming you say it's water, leaking into the car because of a drain that's clogged across your engine cowl. So you open up your engine, you see the seal where the firewall is, that plastic piece from your engine bay to the bottom of your windshield has drains in it. It has two visible drains and one drain that you really can't see in between the fuse box and the firewall. You got to make sure all those drains are clear or water can back up into the car. So I went out there and seen one of mine today clogged again. It only takes a week or two for those things to get clogged with the right amount of debris falling out of trees. So check those drains, clear those out, make sure you got a good heater core, and you should be good to go. Very few of these windshields are leaking, but hey. All right, Sweat Man, have a good day. Glad we was able to help you with some bits on your vehicle. Catch you later. Appreciate your sharing the information and stuff you know. Steven just swapped out door seals, maybe around the fuse box and firewall. Yeah, that's where that stuff leaks. Hey, baby. My honey's on. She's supposed to be asleep, but she's on the live. Your videos are fine. Enjoy them. Thank you very much. Erwin, hey, Robert. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Just hoping it cools down just a little bit more. Robert had a video for everything. I tried to. Glass roof can be damaged, glue around the glass frame. Yeah, that happens. Tim D, hey Robert, good to see you online. Thank you. I'm here answering questions for people that have questions. He's got a 2008 P8 V60 question. How frequently should I do transmission, differential, Haldex, angle gear fluid flushes? Thanks. Mm. Man, I really don't know what to tell you. I haven't owned or really worked on a P8. Those things may have recommendations in the owner's manual. My suggestion is whatever the owner's manual say, do it twice as quick. So if it says service the Haldex and 60,000, do it every 30,000. If it says service your angle gear fluid every 150,000, do it every 75,000. You know, you want to cut that in half. Some of that stuff says you never have to service it. Only time I believe that is when they give me a lifetime warranty. You give me a lifetime warranty on never having to do my transmission fluid, then I'll let it go. I'll do it your way. And if it blows up, you replace it under the warranty. So that's just my take on it. Great to hear you. Advice as always. I hear you through the grapevine that you had a few Blendor motors laying around. Oh, I got several Blendor motors. Matter of fact, I'm hooking up a connection inside my glove box that I could test them. Because I really don't know how to hook them up and test them. So I get them out of cars that I sent to the salvage yard. They're working. But I like to test stuff like that right before I ship it out. So the recycle Blendor motor is easy to access. It's easy to make function from open to close. So I'm running the plug in my glove box where I can plug in the Blendor motor. I can cycle that thing from open to close and then unplug it and have it as a working testing Blendor motor. Again, sadly, most of these Blendor motors just needs to be cleared up from a glitch inside of them. And if you have the 850 app on your phone through, I think it's Androids in the Play Store, you can scan and clear those codes in your ECC cars up to 98. I don't think you can do it for 99 cars. You'll probably need somebody with Vita to clear that, but always go that route first. Okay. I thought the 2018 was a P3. So yeah, I got a little bit of knowledge with that. The biggest thing with the P3s is keeping that oil change and the level full. Those cars get a little old, they start running out of fluid, and you got to keep them topped up. You got to keep the oil changed for two reasons. One, so you don't get carbon buildup in your rings. Number two, that thing has a what they call a reed system that runs your accessories, and you don't want that thing wearing out. Most people can't repair it. They have to replace the engine if you get knocking or something going on with your accessory drive system inside the engine. So the manual says all of them are lifetime. Your Haldex, I would probably say 50,000 miles. Transmission, start at 70,000, 75,000, and do that every 50,000, unless you're in some really hot climate like Vegas or Death Valley or something like that. Then you may want to do it a little more frequently, 25 to 30,000 on the transmission fluid. Differential, that's not as bad. I would probably do every 200,000 on a diff as long as it's not leaking. If it leaks, I'd work on it sooner, maybe every 10 years. Angle gear, the same, every 200,000 miles or 10 years. change that fluid in there. Kenny, hi Robert. What could cause a blower motor to only work sometimes? Could be the blower motor's going out. Could be your power stage is bad. So the resistor, fan resistor, power stage, that's what normally causes that. Could be something else, but I would start there. Could be a bad relay that's running that fan. Good seeing you, Robert. Have you heard from Buster Brown? No, I haven't heard from Buster Brown lately, but I am planning on going to Albuquerque within the next 2 months. So I'll run into Buster Brown soon enough. I'm sure he's still frequenting the salvage yard. Bought my first Volvo last year at 89 740. Then I bought a V90 that was stalling at low speeds, 2 different volume. Tech said it was bad, so I replaced it, no change. Then we found your video. Okay, so hopefully you got that thing where it's running good. Those 900 series Volvos run real good. An Amish carpenter resides our house and garage and added a long-term porch. Interesting. Hey, Mita. Thank you, honey. Yep, she says we got Blendor Motors. We sure do. Tim D, thank you so much, Robert. Do you get Me TV tunes? I don't know what that is. I retested the fuel pressure and power. Everything checked okay. I wanted to replace injectors, but they're $100 a pop. Injectors are usually never the problem. I found a set of $70. Now it runs like butter. Sometimes aftermarket is best. So it had fuel injector problems? That is interesting. I'm glad to hear that because I usually tell people fuel injector is not the problem. Of course, you can always pull fuel injectors, have them sent out to be tested and cleaned and stuff like that. I had a couple of lug bolts snap, pulled out of the threads on the 850. First 2 threads on the hub got mingled, but now the wheel is back on and torqued a little over spec. Would you trust it? Man, I'd replace the hubs if lug nuts got. First of all, the lug nuts probably broke because they've been getting over torqued by somebody over the years. I hear guys say, "Oh, I don't need a torque wrench. I've been doing this for years." Man, use a torque wrench. Depending on how tired I am is going to affect my torque guesstimate. According to how hungry I am is going to affect my torque guesstimate. According to how much in a hurry I am is going to affect my torque guesstimate. Is going to affect my torque guesstimate. According to how much in a hurry I am is going to affect my torque guesstimate. You can't trust that, man. Just break out the torque wrench and torque that stuff. Man, I know people riding the road, their lug nuts popping off like crazy because they put them on with an impact gun, didn't torque them. If you got stripped threads, you could check the torque on them once a week. If it goes 2 or 3 weeks and it's fine, just leave them. But if they start coming loose or you're losing lug nuts still, might want to replace the hub. Thank you for streaming. Great seeing you again. Bought my first Volvo last year. Started watching Robert. Man, 16 valves. Whew. They seem to have not been original lug bolts. Yeah, that could be an issue. It was the fuel injection. Found debris in the fuel filter that clogged the injectors. And that makes sense. If you got a system that maybe never had a fuel filter replaced, that could be it. The biggest problem with fuel systems is when people let them sit for several years. You can't let that old gas with ethanol sit in the fuel system. It will destroy the fuel system. So there's that. I had a 92 745, absolutely a tank. Yep, those 740s are. I had a 740 put over 400 miles, 400,000 miles on it. I bought it brand new when I was in Japan in the military. I shipped it back to the U.S. I drove that thing 400,000 miles or better. So let's see if there's some questions over here on the TikTok side. Somebody said hi, Hey, what's happening? Hi, Robert. When are you ready? I will show you the part I'm changing. Uh, ah, yeah, just text me a picture of it, man. That'd be cool. Thank you for all the videos, knowledge you give. Have a great day. When you have a minute, I'll show you that part. Do, 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 do. Can I join and sing for you? I'm trying to raise money for autism awareness. Oh man, I don't know if you're still here or not, but singing is interesting. Some people are good at it. I am not. Let's see if I got. I think I got all the questions there. Oh, nope, I had a couple more just now. Chasing a random misfire at idle that seems to completely stop when I unplug the math on my car. Well, man, 97 850 non-turbo. Of course, you want to do the basic stuff. Tune up. If your air fuel mix is not right, you could have an issue with air fuel mix that could cause a misfire. Is it the same cylinder misfiring all the time, or is it random cylinder misfires? I would probably say do your spark plugs, your wires, do your rotor, make sure there ain't no oil in that distributor area, and see if that cures it. If not, do a compression test. See if you're low on compression on one or more cylinders, and just kind of go from there. Misfires shouldn't be hard, but sometimes they do get hard. Let me check over here. YouTube. I bought a 9740 turbo that occasionally stalls after letting off the accelerator. Where should I start? Probably your fuel pressure regulator. That's real common. Also, mass airflow sensor. I think I may have a couple of mass airflow sensors for those old red blocks. I'd have to go to my storage, dig them out, get them listed on my site. 740 sat for 20 years with old gas. I have a 99 S70 that works fine, but the driver door control does not lock the passenger front door. I changed the driver's side and it still does not lock. Any help would be appreciated. Would you change what on the driver's side to try to get the passenger side door working? I don't know. If it doesn't unlock and lock with the control, and it doesn't unlock and lock with the key in there, you might have a bad lock actuator. So you may want to get one of those, plug it in, test it, or plug it in another slot, maybe in a back door. See if it locks and unlocks when it's plugged into the back door. If it doesn't, you probably need an actuator. If it does, you probably got a wiring problem in the dash somewhere. The dashboard of my 97 S70 is in pieces due to the previous owner fitting a modified sound system. Engine still running like a clock except for the clogged PCV. Should I bother replacing the dash? Man, if you don't mind being annoyed by a jacked up dash, don't replace it. But if you want to enjoy the car, you like it, you watch the video, you can do it, I would replace it. I wouldn't drive around a car with a busted dash long. However, I think the clogged PCV system trumps that. So service that first. What's up, Lester? Checking in from RVA Swedes. Man, we need a new sticker for our P3 car. Thanks for offering it live. Last week, the V70R through a P325 would come back as a knock sensor. The form says it's really that. First of all, are you running 91 plus fuel in there? Check that. Secondly, make sure nothing's going on with your timing. Third, it could be you get a bad knock sensor. But 93 or 91, 93 octane, make sure your timing's right, and uh, check the timing, and then replace the knock sensor. It's a little bit of a pain getting under that intake manifold, replacing them, but it should be able to be done in an hour. It's typical way too much nowadays. Tools are often stronger than the bolts. Hi, Robert. I found your old videos around a decade ago, and they helped me keep my wife's Volvo running just long enough until we could afford a new to her van. Thank you. You are welcome. I'm glad you found the videos. That's what they're there for. Keep these cars on the road as long as you need them to. Davies, I saw your video where you recently replaced bushings for a Delta link on the 850 Celica. You mentioned uneven wear as a reason. How common is the issue with those Delta link? Any other symptom? Knocking is a symptom. Usually you can back the car up onto ramps, get under there and see. I seen a car in New York 6 months ago. Somebody had tied the thing up with some rubber and a hanger or something like that. You know, they're easy to see if they're rotted away, breaking, chunks falling off of them, and then you just replace them. So symptoms are, noise back there, a little bit of fishtailing when you're driving, uneven tire wear, you know, that stuff. I've seen them so bad that they wore a set of tires out in 250 miles. So it can be really bad. But just go down there, take a look. If they look bad, replace them. Can I run 5W30 weight and a 5.7 Hemi? I would probably say no, unless that engine has more than 150,000 miles on it and you're in a hot climate. Other than that, try to run what they recommend. You don't want to strain the engine or clog anything up. They could have situations where you got some tiny ports. Those ports need to stay clear. Run what they recommend unless you're in a real hot climate. Or you're burning oil because your car's got so many miles on it. All the plastic trim on the dash of my XC70 is definitely on its way out. Try to find one that's still fresh, something that's been sitting in the garage. Personal question. I recently used your videos to fix the power motor on my V90C. I pulled the wire thing and cut the sleeve as you recommended. I would have never solved that. Okay, I don't know how that's personal. Got you on the decal. On the engine, always premium in the tank 93. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that you just got a bad knock sensor. They do go bad, but it is kind of rare. I would check timing and then go for that. Timing's probably good too, because this ain't something that started right after a timing belt job. It's something that's creeping up now. So yeah, I would definitely check that out. Knock is bad. You don't want to play around with that too long. My question is, how do you figure something like that out? I don't know what you're referring to. Question. I know it depends on the location you're in, but do you have any tips for finding, buying Volvo wagons, Marketplace, Craigslist? I love my 98 S70, but the space of a wagon would be a dream. I really don't, unfortunately. I see them on Facebook Marketplace. Look around town. You might see one parked somewhere that somebody is not driving because it's got some issue or something. I have a lead on one. I don't know where you're located. You can send me a DM. I can hit you back and see if we can get you hooked up with that thing. Connection fat that's over years, destroyed connections in the plug and the doors. Use brake cleaner or sprout all the plugs. I guess that's a suggestion for that latch. Those latches are known for failing. That was one of the 700 improvements over the 850 that didn't go well. He's saying Wagon if he's interested. Irvin, you think about selling your Wagon? Shoot, man, I doubt that. You finally got that thing looking good and right. Some have maybe in the near future. All right. Let me look over here. Santos over here. Thank you, sir. Good to see you, brother. See if I got any questions over here on the TikTok side. Man, I am winding down fast. I woke up at 3 this morning, go to the airport, and this day is getting deep in the tooth, they say. Let's not everything look good. It seems to be air fuel. Do, 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 do. When I press on the gas, nothing happens for a solid 15 seconds before it decides to respond. Man, that sounds like that could be a problem with the transmission. Is the transmission slipping? Is the RPM climbing? What kind of car you got? You know, those things may matter. Thanks for joining from Tacoma. I'm still coming to ABQ. I got this car, 2 cars to get running out here, 2 engines to rebuild, probably an engine swap on another one. Then I got my fishing trip first week of August, so that might deter me from coming until middle of August. So that's what I'm probably looking at. Send an unreasonable amount of time on Facebook Marketplace. It will pay off later. Just got the #1 gifter badge. Thank you for the gifts over here. I'll learn what those mean sometime in the future. Do. I found mine on Car Gurus. Took a while. Mr. D, how you doing, sir? 98 S70 T5. Recently attempted to change the AC system to charge it. I got it to blow cold. It worked for a few days, then started intermittently cooling and released some noise. Sadly, you probably need to try to find and see if that system has a leak in it. Very common for the evaporators to leak on those cars. That's a big job that a lot of mechanics don't want to take on. If I get close to you, I'd be glad to do that for you. Send me a text or something, watch the videos, check that evaporator, see if it's leaking. That's just, man, that's how that rolls. Yeah, I mean, if you need to talk to me, just call me. If you're outside of the country, call me on WhatsApp. Yeah, I don't mind taking calls, talking through something 5-10 minutes, and cut down on all of these characters. You think about Yellow Wagon selling for 17.75 on cars and bids. I thought it would go for more, but there was a lot of deferred maintenance. Yeah, man. If you want a car to sell for top dollar, it's got to be in top shape. Most people know you buy 850, you're going to be working on it for several months, getting everything right. So, it's just, I thought the car was nice. I thought it would sell a little higher. But if there's deferred maintenance, people see that, they know that, they got to take that into account when they're bidding. So I thought it would sell for more too. It is what it is. Some people say it's trending down, but man, I seen a red 850R sell for almost 27,000 recently. So I think it may have just been some of his marketing. You tell people it needs this, and this, and a lot of people they think it needs that, and that. I used to sell real estate. Used to sell a lot of real estate back in the day, and I had a 3-strike rule. If I took a buyer in a house and they seen 3 things that was wrong with the house that they felt like they needed to fix, they wasn't buying that house. So when I prepared a house for sale, I wanted to make sure that they couldn't count to 3 for some reason. In the buyer's mind, 3 was the limit. They could do 1 or 2 things fine, but if there was a third one, that was a strikeout. They weren't buying that thing. Okay. Seattle. There was a beautiful silver T5 for sale, close by, asking 3,000. Gone. 134,000 original miles. Man, that's very low miles. And for a T5, I don't think that's a bad price. I think neat work, they start about 2,500 and go up from there. A nice clean one with the maintenance up, probably could have sold for 4,500. But hey, when people offer stuff at a good price, it sells fast. It's in the chat. I'm located in Northern Virginia, so must find are usually rusted so bad you can drive them like the Flintstones. Man, I'm surprised. A lot of Volvos rust well. You're probably getting them from PA or a little bit north. Yeah, now I'm in Texas 4 or 5 times a year now. I got family there. I'm in Texas. If you need some help down there, let me know. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope if you had a question, I was able to answer it. In amount of time, Facebook Marketplace, and man, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. Get ready for bed. I am winding down fast, and my eyes are getting heavy with all these lights up here. So I'll try to do live chat for my friends over in Europe at a more reasonable time. Appreciate everybody stopping by. I'm gonna tune out. Have a great night. Be safe out there.